Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Commencement at Carnegie Mellon University. Congratulations to all graduates, parents, families, and friends. The procession will begin at 10:15. It is important that the track and the aisles remain clear for the procession. Programs for the main ceremony are available at each stadium entrance. If you require emergency help, including medical assistance, please notify a university police officer or a commencement volunteer wearing a red t-shirt. Special needs seating is available on the stadium field. If you need assistance, please see a commencement volunteer. To protect the track and field, food and beverages other than water are not permitted. Free bottled water is available in the end zone areas and at the concession stands behind the bleachers. Gessling Stadium is a smoke-free environment. Stadium restrooms are located near the concession stands behind the bleachers. Additional restrooms are available in the Jared L. Cohen University Center and in residence halls behind the commencement stage. After the ceremony has ended, please remain in your seats during the recession. Shuttle bus service will be available to take guests to off-campus diploma ceremonies. Shuttles also will bring guests back to campus and to off-campus parking areas. Refer to the back of the program for a map of shuttle stop locations and times. Walking and driving directions are available at the information desk in the Cohen University Center. Lost and Found is located in the Cohen University Center at the information desk. Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to Commencement at Carnegie Mellon University.
Yeah, I just didn't want to run back there. Max has an extra pair. Just in case, Max. You may have. Just in case. You may have.
I need water. Nah, that's gonna be the problem. They're gonna turn my mic on, and I don't know. I'm gonna double tone my drone. Fuck! You actually got real
Sticks
stuff.
in there.
No, it's not. Oh. I'm just trying to promote sexy booty chicks. That's all. Like, that's all I want to do.
Is that too much to ask?
Is it too much?
I'll just go get it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I can't.
You need to do something that they'll like won't
It's gonna go in the garbage anyways. So.
Yeah, almost like a code kind of deal.
They might have blocked her.
They probably did at this point. Although I hope it's just.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
I guess
hope
left
that's
her
what
time.
happens.
Yeah. Well, she was the only one who took to rehearsal anyway.
I'd be like, yes, 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 yes.
There's Via.
Where's the puppy? I want the puppy. I want the puppy. Boo.
Probably not worth it.
We were gonna shoot a selfie. Great.
First, let me take a selfie.
Yeah, they got mine.
Not only that. Dude, do it with the bass drum, man. Just tweet it with the bass drum.
I can't believe it's public though right now.
Why is it not public?
I'm a very private person.
Well, you should fix that. I love this song. Yeah, it's very
You sure about that?
Rock is probably right out. No, I wanted to see why it was so out of tune. Whatever.
Oh man, I would have killed you. Oh, stop it. What is this? I'm saying this though. You like twisted it so many times. Okay, so that's just overtime, like, nice.
You can do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the procession is about to begin. Please clear all the aisles and take your seats. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Yeah. That'll definitely make it.
Just harness this drum here.
No, like
What?
now officially,
Medley.
now officially a licensed wizard.
I think we're playing the medley. We're gonna play the MSR towards the end. We're gonna go on. We're opening with the rocking and marching around, playing the medley, leave, come back, play the MSR, and then march out. We could play the again, but I doubt that'd be a good idea.
I guess that makes more sense.
I know, right? No one knows me.
Well, you guys are
I'm pretty sure we're playing both the MSR and the medley together.
Alright, let's just get in a
Yeah,
circle.
right. Literally, no one knows these. Fiddle pipers. Oh. I'm the one that screw you guys. I'm not playing it.
Do the grade 5 March medley. Okay, first time we'll play. The next time we're gonna play, it's gonna be Castle Dangerous, Collins, Cattle. Keep repeating them until we get. That's actually maybe more confusing. So we need to play instead of marches. Do you know what? We'll reverse it. We'll do Castle Dangerous and Collins, Cattle the first time. The next time we're going to do the grade 5 medley into the medley. Okay. Now, if we're still not in possession, obviously don't go into this for spay. Repeat the opening tune if we're still not in possession. I think we should be okay. But if not, just play the opening tune again and then the rest of the medley. Okay. Right. Let's
Ladies and gentlemen, the procession is about to begin. Please clear all the aisles and take your seats. Thank you.
let's play the 3/4.
And the second time we go around,
Ready?
we play the grade 5 medley.
Quick.
And then into the regular medley. Yeah.
Fine. We're not in position. Go back to the march.
Ladies and gentlemen, the procession is about to begin. Please clear all the aisles and take your seats. Thank you.
Is that mine that also got thrown out?
Alright.
Is that the one? Oh, it's the other one.
Let's just get lined up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Xander and Karen next.
No problem. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then just warm up. Ryan, you go in the next.
Yep.
Right. Next row with Pauline maybe. And then Liz and Mike at the end.
Ollie, is this the center of the drum? I'll go for my center of the drum.
Okay, sunglasses off for the ceremony here. Liz.
We get fed too, don't we?
Breakfast I failed to have.
There's a breakfast?
No, it's lunch, but
Oh.
it'll be like my breakfast.
Well, yeah. It's same here.
I hope it's coffee.
Then it's
Yeah, I'm dying.
Thank you.
I hope they bring a coffee.
Yeah, my phone's right next to the microphone thing, you know? So if I get a text or something, it's probably on my, you know.
Those tweets need to go up. Like, if they're not, I'll be so pissed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the procession is about to begin. Please clear all the aisles and take your seats. Thank you.
Oh, I wasn't listening. I was paying attention to that. Why?
Pretty much just 3 fours, right? 104 fours?
I have my toes out for another one.
Without pipes from here until 10, and then I'll turn around and cut these off, and then we're going to do the 3 fours going on first.
This is such a formal event. It's ridiculous. Like, everyone should be like cheering right now. It is so quiet. It's almost like there isn't over 3,000 people here.
At that point, you're going to
I don't even do that. I don't even know how to do that.
you're going to end up
Yeah, my toes.
at the right hand side of the stage if you're looking at it. Yeah, if you're looking at it. Stage left, but it's going to
Colin, that's like the
yeah.
best thing ever.
semicircle.
What you did to those shoes. You just cut them out. Yeah. They look so legit though.
Guys, watch for the cut off. Okay? Watch for the cut off because we're going to be spread out in a semicircle up here.
Yeah,
So it's not a circle, just a arc bar. They'll be in the middle. No, the drummers will be in the middle. See me? You'll need to go right. So everyone's in the kind of present shape. Yep. That's it. You just need to know where to go. Everyone else will just follow. So if you mess up, everyone messes up.
Mess up, Scott. Make us a graduation to remember. That too.
We're going to do the roll before we do the
Aye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the procession is about to begin. Please clear all the aisles and take your seats. Thank you.
let's just put Stanton and their rank on his own here. Right. If he makes it flat.
Where's Stanton? We can't find Stanton. I hope it's during while we play.
Does Andy not know? Hey guys, what side are we going on?
Yeah. Look, follow just a big straight line.
I figured we're going to go like you guys are going to be on like this on stage right and stage left, yeah.
Okay. Alright, I'll try and do a picture myself.
Yeah.
Well, that's my now.
Listen in, drummer. So we're basically marching through the files, and once we get up to the stage, we'll do that. And
Liz,
form
face
like a
forward.
big arc or a semicircle. All right. So just
I'm staying center.
Center go to the right, center to go to the left.
well, you're going to be in the middle.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I mean?
It'll go.
These will all be in the middle.
Look at the way there's ranks we are.
Oh yeah, that.
Just do that.
Andy.
Here we
These
go.
will end up in the middle.
He's ready to go.
Right.
Oh crap, this is gonna be fun. Wait, which one do I go?
No
Just the
tap
walk?
going off. No drum tap.
Which side do I go?
Off. Just silently march.
I think you can just like sit there in the middle. We'll go around you.
Okay, thank you. Let's do that.
Ready for the drum? All right. Drums. Okay.
Ready?
Ready? By the right. Quick. March. Don't play. Collins Cattle. Ready? By the right. Quick. March. Lead off. Forward. March. Lead off. Stand forward. Left.
wait 10 seconds earlier would be perfect. Luxury.
Mr. President, as Faculty Marshal, I have the honor to declare the 117th Commencement of Carnegie Mellon University as authorized by the Board of Trustees to be in session. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem by Chloe Holgate.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Please be seated. Welcome. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful campus. What beautiful students. Carnegie Mellon is a wonderfully diverse atmosphere. Diverse in its ability of pursuit of study, its ethnicity, and the places that we call home. In light of a respect for others and an acknowledgement of our differences, I invite you to pray with me. Almighty God, we gather this morning to celebrate the diligent work and incredible efforts of this Carnegie Mellon University class of 2014. We celebrate those who have fulfilled the requirements in effort to earn bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. We pause for a moment to thank you for those who have helped make these students, help them achieve this day. The parents, family, friends and peers, teachers and professors, and all others who have been a wonderful support for these students. Thank you for the vision and direction of those who have served this university in years past. Thank you for the professors, teachers, staff, and administration of this university who continue to carry on that vision of meeting the changing needs of society and the greater world. Continue to teach these students, and us as well, to look with compassion on others, both near and far. Take away any arrogance or hatred that may influence us. Give us the grace and ability to love our neighbors and to seek peace. Fill us with a passion and joy to create, work, serve, love, and rest with all that we are. Bless these students as they enter the next stages of their lives. Be with them as they take steps into the known and the unknown. May their working, their researching, creating, making, and living honor you and the tradition of Carnegie Mellon University. May these graduates bless others as they continue to create and disseminate knowledge and art. Continue to serve through their problem solving, leadership skills, and respect for others. And continue to develop their minds and abilities and dreams to enhance society in meaningful and sustainable ways. Bless also the rest of the world, that we may all learn to love like you. Be with us this day, and let these students bring you glory. Our heart is in the work. Amen.
Good morning, graduates. Good morning, parents. Good morning, friends and proud constituents of our Carnegie Mellon family. There are few days in our lifetime that feel as good as Commencement Sunday. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, let me welcome you to the 117th Commencement of Carnegie Mellon University. My name is Ray Lane, and it's an honor and a pleasure to serve as board chairman. To all the students who are graduating today, let me begin by congratulating all of you on your great achievement. This degree represents years of hard work and self-discipline, of discovery and difficult problem solving, but also one that established relationships that will last a lifetime. A Carnegie Mellon degree is a sign that you have progressed along a specific pathway of science, art, and ideas, and that you are ready to use this knowledge in your lives and future professions. Congratulations to all of you, and I would like everyone other than the graduates to stand and let's celebrate today and the graduation of all these wonderful young people. Thank you. Congratulations, too, to friends and family members, mentors, faculty members, and staff who share your pride today. Graduation from a demanding academic institution like Carnegie Mellon is a team effort. It isn't easy to produce a product as good as you guys, so I invite the graduates now to stand, turn around, face your support team, and please thank them. Thank you. As graduates of Carnegie Mellon, you are ambassadors for what you already know as a distinctive university. It was at this university that you gained solid grounding in your major field of study. It was here that you collaborated with people whose backgrounds were very different from your own. And it was here that you discovered new ideas about the world and new aspects of yourself. The Board of Trustees believes that it is our job to affirm and maintain the values that underpin this distinctive approach to higher education. I will tell you that there is not a more engaged and dedicated board at any higher education institution in the world. Many members of the board are here today on the platform, and I'd like them to stand so that you can recognize them today. Well, this year began a new era in the life of Carnegie Mellon University as Dr. Subra Suresh became our new president. An outstanding engineer and scientist, an academic leader, and an innovator of global research policy, Dr. Suresh is a man of action and amazing focus. Spending many, many hours listening to diverse voices from every constituency on the campus, and with alumni around the world, he had, within his first 100 days, already set much in motion. He announced the Simon Initiative to build in diverse ways on Carnegie Mellon's legendary strength in creating effective learning technologies. In partnership with David Tepper, a benefactor of enormous generosity to CMU, he moved forward energetically on plans for a whole new sector of the Pittsburgh campus to be known as the Tepper Quad. With a bold vision he had to use this location to accelerate innovation and create new opportunities for cross-disciplinary activity for the entire university. Early in this semester, he created new seed grant programs to support promising new ideas among students and faculty, and he invited the campus to think broadly about the quality of life for students, faculty, and staff, and what career balance means in the era of constant connectivity. That may mean that the food will actually get better in years to come, too. It is my privilege now to introduce to you this dynamic new leader, the 9th president of Carnegie Mellon University, Dr. Subra Suresh.
Thank you, Ray, for your very kind words. And thanks to you and all the members of the Board of Trustees for all the support, encouragement, and leadership you have provided me, my wife Mary, and my family during our first year on this campus. Let me offer my congratulations to all the graduates, their parents, their families who are here today, and also to the wonderful faculty and staff of this university who have had the privilege to work with them and who have worked very hard to shape their careers for many, many years to come. With us at our 117th commencement are faculty and students from Carnegie Mellon's other locations around the world. In Silicon Valley, California, Education City in Doha in Qatar, and Adelaide, Australia. We are delighted to have you here today. We are especially pleased to have some of the first graduates of the CMU program in Kigali, Rwanda here today to join us. Our faculty is a group of distinguished scholars, scientists, artists, innovators, and above all, teachers and educators. Every year, esteemed and dedicated faculty members retire, and it's my honor now to recognize those who are retiring this year. Please stand as I read your name. Barbara Anderson, Bessie Anathan, Professor of Drama, College of Fine Arts. Edith Balas, Professor of Art History, School of Art, Adjunct Professor, Department of History, Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Albert Corbett, Associate Research Professor, Human-Computer Interaction Institute, School of Computer Science. Richard Griffiths, Emeritus Professor, Department of Physics, Mellon College of Science. Robert Griffiths, Otto Stern University Professor of Physics, Mellon College of Science. Jeffrey Hollinger, Professor, Biological Sciences and Biomedical Engineering, Mellon College of Science and Carnegie Institute of Technology. Annabelle Joseph, Professor of Music, College of Fine Arts. James Stasuski, Research Professor, Department of Psychology, Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Please join me in thanking all of Carnegie Mellon's retiring faculty for their commitment and years of service to the university. It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of Carnegie Mellon University's Alumni Association, Tony Ungaretti. Tony is a 1970 graduate of Margaret Morrison College. She is a faculty member and assistant dean of the Carey School of Business at Johns Hopkins University, where she focuses on building effective partnerships among business, government, and higher education. In addition to her CMU Alumni Association duties, she serves on several professional committees and boards. For Tony, CMU is a family affair. Her husband, Bob, and her son, Ryan, are both Carnegie Mellon engineering graduates. Tony.
Thank you, President Suresh. President Suresh, fellow trustees, platform guests, faculty, staff, relatives, and friends of the graduates, and most especially our new graduates. Greetings from the Carnegie Mellon University Alumni Board. On behalf of the CMU alumni around the world, and as president of that board, I extend sincerest congratulations and the warmest welcome to you, the graduates of 2014, our newest alum. Let's give them an applause. Many of your fellow alumni, parents, faculty, staff, administrators, and volunteers are here to celebrate with you today. Will all those CMU alumni who are here please stand and be recognized? Among these alumni, many are loyal Scots, both alumni and students, who connect, engage, support, and promote CMU. We are grateful for their continuous effort to advance this great university. Now, to you, our new alumni. How fortunate all of you are to have benefited from the legacy of President Cohen and now these awesome new initiatives of President Suresh. From the dedication of the Board of Trustees, the commitment of the faculty and staff, and the support of your family and friends. As a CMU graduate, you have a lifelong connection to a global network of over 94,000 fellow alumni. You are part of the greatest and the largest constituency of CMU. Administrators, faculty, and staff may come and go, but you, the alumni, are the one constant of the university. You are CMU. Andrew Carnegie said, "Do real and permanent good in the world." You have been given the priceless gift of an education from one of the most prestigious universities in the world, the legacy built by those who came before you. What you do with that gift, in terms of your accomplishments, your service, and your sharing, is your gift back, not only to advance the status and reputation of CMU, but also to contribute to the global community that today has become our campus. That is what it means to be a loyal Scot. So as you venture forward, let your passion fuel your future. Network with your fellow alumni. Stay engaged with CMU. Continue your education. Nourish your friendships begun here. Show pride in your alma mater. And to help you, your alumni board has given you a CMU alumni decal in your programs. Support CMU within your means. In other words, always remain plaid to the bone. In Andrew Carnegie's words, think of yourself as on the threshold of unparalleled success. A whole, clear, glorious life lies before you. Achieve, achieve. Congratulations, graduates. I'd now like to introduce Lindsay McGilvery, who is a graduating senior from the Mellon College of Science, earning her degree in biological sciences and psychology. Lindsay has been an active student leader throughout her Carnegie Mellon tenure, including service as the student body president this past academic year. Please welcome Lindsay.
On November 15th, exactly 6 months and 2 days ago, we celebrated the inauguration of our 9th president and welcomed Dr. Suresh officially to the university. Also on this date, the student body presented Dr. Suresh with a clock and the promise of a time capsule that would be commissioned by students and filled with items to represent Dr. Suresh's first full year as president. It is with my great honor today to present this final component of the inaugural gift. Designed and built by graduating art student Nathan Trevino, this time capsule is filled to the brim with student-donated items that represent the accomplishments of students on campus in this last year. It is our hope that this time capsule will remain sealed until the end of Dr. Suresh's term as president. At that time, we hope the time capsule will provide many fond memories of his first year with us on campus. Given the energy and the dedication that we have seen in Dr. Suresh put into truly understanding the many CMU student perspectives, I know that this gift is well-deserved. Thank you, Dr. Suresh, for an exciting first year, and we wish you the best of luck with the many more to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay, and the entire student body for that wonderful gift. I very much look forward to opening it someday and cherishing the fond memories of this wonderful first year. And I have to say that it's been such a privilege to be president of this university. And one of the highlights of my first year is the enormous opportunity to interact with student leaders and all of the undergraduate students. So thank you so much. I'm now especially pleased to introduce our student speaker, who was selected by a committee of faculty, staff, and students. Bryan Lewis is a master's degree candidate in energy science, technology, and policy, who in 2013 received his Bachelor of Science degree in civil and environmental engineering and engineering and public policy. Bryan is a young person with a clear mission. He brings his strong technical training and passion to advance the important goal of moving our country forward toward a sustainable energy future, especially in the expansion of renewable sources of energy. It's my great pleasure to introduce Bryan Lewis.
Wow. Wow. This is graduation. This is big. I think I want to commemorate this moment first before we get started with the only way I know how to commemorate a moment in the 21st century, with a selfie. I'm gonna take a selfie real quick. I don't know if these people want to join me real quick. We put that in today. What did you see when you first stepped onto this campus some 4 years ago? What did you hear? What did you feel? What did you think? 4 years ago, did you think that you'd be sitting in that chair with that cap and that gown, ready to receive the largest and most expensive piece of paper you've ever gotten in your life? I mean, really, has it sunk in yet? Class of 2014, it is finally time to graduate. But more than that, it's time to reflect on the experiences that we've had and the knowledge that we've gained along the way. It is time to face our futures and continue on the journey to find our purpose. But before we do that, let me tell you what our experience has been like here at CMU. Some of us are double majors or even triple majors with 2 minors, 72 units, 7 clubs, president, and an astronaut in our spare time. But it wasn't about scoring points on our resumes. It was about testing the limits of our own abilities, pushing the boundaries of what we thought possible, and discovering our limitless capacity for greatness. For me, my experience here has really helped to define who I am. And so, while you're still awake, I want to share 3 of these reflections with you today. That's it, just 3. And that is that in your journey to develop your passions and to find your purpose, to always remember to know who you are, know where you came from, and to know what matters. So coming to CMU was a change from anything I had ever done in my life. If you're like me, your first visit here filled you with mixed feelings of excitement, anxiety, curiosity, and fear. You walked out onto the cut as classes let out to see scores of men and women on their way to the next learning adventure. You listened to the conversations of people discussing anything and everything from the intricacies of string theory to the latest buggy free roll times. And finally, as you admired that walking to the sky statue, your eyes looked to the sky and you asked yourself, where is the sun? And why is it so damn cloudy? But even still, you noticed there was something special, something different about this place and its people. You decided to give CMU a try. In our time here, we've shared many valuable experiences. Experiences like waiting 20 minutes for a bus, only to have them all show up at the same time. Or like getting some friends together out on the cut for a good old game of Quidditch. It's really fun. Or maybe not quite remembering everything you did that one carnival night. Yeah, lots of guilty faces out there. The tough programming assignments tested your ability to reason. The long nights in Purnell tested your patience and your body. The early mornings for buggy tested your will to endure. Whatever your individual experience has been, know that each one of us has done something to define what Tartan Pride is all about. One thing for certain is that over these years, CMU has picked you up, broken you, put you back together, said sorry, and then broken you again. But each breakdown was really simply an opportunity, a chance to pick up our pieces, to remold ourselves, a chance to discover who we are. And that's the first step. Know who you are, know where you came from, and know what matters. I won't lie to you. Some of my most troubling times have come in this very place. At one point, night after night, I would cry myself to sleep, then wake up the next morning, force a smile just to make it through the next day. I was failing classes. My personal life was a wreck. My confidence was fading. I started questioning whether I even belonged here at all. It was one thing and then another and then another. I stood there, dejected, disheartened, and depressed. I felt naked, stripped of all I had come to love about myself, but in the end, I was not alone. I had my family, and I had my community. I think of my family and all they've done for me. Coming from the Detroit area, the financial recession and the auto industry collapse, it shook us hard. I came to CMU as a card-carrying member of the American middle class, and by the next year, we were in bankruptcy. I worried and I worried. I asked myself, what if I have to drop out? What if I can't pay for school? My dad sat me down and told me, Bryan, it's okay. We are going to get you through college. And they did. Make no mistake about it, I would not be standing here. I would not be standing here today were it not for their love and their sacrifice. So wherever you come from, Detroit, Pittsburgh, China, India, or anywhere else in the world, know that your family has sacrificed for you. They have put your goals and your aspirations even ahead of their own. They have helped you succeed, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. They love you, even though you don't call them. Sorry, Mom. Our families and our cultures are the foundation for all that we do. It remains true that we cannot know where we're going without first paying tribute to where we have been. And so, in our journey of purpose, we must always remember to stay true to our values, our families, our communities. We must remember where we came from, and that's the second step. Know who you are, know where you came from, and know what matters. So what matters to you? What matters to me is the same as what mattered to my granddad. 2 generations removed from slavery, the son of a sharecropper in North Carolina, my grandfather got his bachelor's and his master's degree. He became an educator and a school superintendent. He was a deacon in the church, and he spent his entire life connecting with people. Education was his passion. People were his passion. He was 101 years old when he died last February, and at the funeral in the church where he and my grandmother's picture still hangs enshrined upon the wall, there was standing room only. People lined outside of the church for a chance to enter and pay their respects. My grandfather wasn't rich, nor was he the smartest man in the world, but he knew what mattered. My grandfather embodied selflessness. His fulfillment came not only through his own success, but through the successes of others. He teaches us that in the end, we won't be remembered for how many degrees we receive or how much money we make, but for what we give and for what we share, for how we make people feel. That's what really matters. Give of yourself and let your passions inspire others. And then when all is said and done, Although your body may wither, a little bit of you lives on within someone else. Class of 2014, we are the next generation of leaders, of innovators, and thinkers. What we do will ultimately set the course of history for years to come. But we must always remember that our purpose is not manifest within our own successes and failures, but in what we leave behind, a legacy, a seed. What we've learned here in our time here at CMU will serve as the platform for our future success. We've discovered ourselves. We've held true to our values, but now we must fulfill our purpose. And so, as we leave this place, diploma in hand, I challenge each and every one of you to remain forever mindful of what truly matters. It is your family, your friends, your children, that person to your left and that person to your right. Yeah, those people. Those who came before and those who are still yet to come. Always remember that we matter. Thank you, class of 2014. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bryan. That was wonderful. And now we come to the presentation of special doctoral degrees awarded to honor individuals who have had extraordinary impact in areas that reflect Carnegie Mellon's strengths in the arts, sciences, scholarship, and society. Recipients of these honorary degrees have in common a notable record of achievement in their chosen fields, and they each have made, in their own domains, substantial contributions to the advancement of knowledge, the enrichment of the arts and culture, and to the bettering of the well-being of humanity. Provost Mark Camlett will present each candidate and cite the achievements that merit this honor. Then all candidates will together receive their degrees and their doctoral hoods.
Will Manfred Honeck please come forward? Manfred Honeck, you have been a wonderful gift to classic music in America and around the world, and especially to our city. Your energetic and passionate conducting of the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra stirs your audiences to hear fresh and new meaning in familiar works. With innovative programming both at Heinz Hall and around the region, you have brought classical music to new audiences, and you have energetically celebrated the work of contemporary American composers. The historic connection between Carnegie Mellon and the Pittsburgh Symphony has benefited from your generous leadership and superb artistry. For all that you have achieved, we are honored to present you with the Doctor of Fine Arts degree. Will John Wells please come forward? John Wells, from ER to the West Wing to Shameless in August Osage County, you captured the hearts and minds of generations of audiences across America and around the world with fast-paced plots, memorable characters, and a willingness to take on controversy. You are a master storyteller who has the capacity to help us reflect on our anxieties and aspirations and our sometimes frayed but ultimately enduring connections to one another. As a writer, director, and producer, you have built on the highest traditions of the American theater, and Carnegie Mellon is proud to claim you as a distinguished graduate. We are honored to present you today with the Doctor of Fine Arts degree. Will Telly Whitney please come forward? Telly Whitney, the Anita Borg Institute was founded on the belief that technology gets better when the teams who design and build new systems mirror the societies that will use them. Through your untiring efforts as president of the Anita Borg Institute, you have begun and sustained a global conversation about the critical value of diversity in technical fields and opened new paths for women to create new technologies and thereby contribute to a better world. For all that you have achieved as a champion of excellent science and the values of diversity, we are honored to award you the degree of Doctor of Science and Technology.
Manfred Hanak, John Wells, and Telly Whitney. By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these honorary degrees upon you with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Jeffrey Housenbold. As the visionary CEO of Shutterfly, Jeff Housenbold has created exciting synergies between the very newest of new media and our most ancient human desires to connect with one another. His company has made it easy and fun for families and friends, neighbors, classmates, and communities all over the world to share achievements, important moments, and occasions like commencements, for example. But Jeff has also created in Shutterfly an unusually effective organization that's widely respected for its ability to support and sustain innovation and creativity among its employees. Shutterfly has made just about every list of the best places to work in America. That success can be attributed to the intentional leadership tone that Jeff sets right from the top. On a personal note, Jeff came to Carnegie Mellon University as an undergraduate student, the very first in his family to go to university. And while he was here, he worked on 7 different jobs. He not only aced his subjects, got through straight A's in his first year, but also received a number of scholarships that enabled him to go on to master's degree and to his subsequent successful career. As somebody whose personal life journey has mirrored that of Jeff's, it's my great pleasure to admire him, to look up to him, and to see what he has accomplished. It's my great pleasure now to introduce our alumnus and university trustee, Jeffrey Housenbold.
I wanted to show Bryan old guys do selfies too. Thank you, Dr. Suresh, for your very kind introduction. It's great to be back at my alma mater and in Pittsburgh, one of the best cities in the entire country. And I'm glad I'm wearing this very unconforming robe today. It's hiding my stomach from the Primanti Brothers sandwich and the O-Fries last night. But first, I'd like to welcome the president, deans, distinguished faculty, staff, fellow trustees, supportive friends and family, proud parents, but most importantly, the graduating class of 2014. You all deserve that applause for making it through the CMU gauntlet. But I was flattered and humbled when Dr. Suresh asked me to be your commencement speaker today. But frankly, I was a little worried and stressed. I wonder why he asked me to speak today, especially since those that have come before me included vice presidents of the United States, famous actors and directors, inspiring professors close to their last lectures, and even people who had to cut off their hand to survive. Seriously, following Aaron is a tough act. But I began obsessing about what wisdom could I impart on a group of such smart and talented young women and men. I went through 10 drafts. I started over 3 times. And then I did what I did so many times during my tenure at Carnegie Mellon. I took a shot of 24-hour energy and pulled an all-nighter. In preparation, I asked some of your classmates about what you wanted to hear today from me. And through that process, I realized you didn't want the magic answer, not a single piece of advice on how to tackle the world post-CMU. You simply wanted to hear a few words of wisdom about how to succeed in your career and some thoughts about life in general. So as a CMU alumnus, CEO, and father of 3 boys, I'm going to share a little bit about my life story and a few thoughts as you transition to the next phase of your life. And hopefully, you'll take away a few nuggets of advice in between texting your classmates, launching Tinder to find a girlfriend in the city you're moving to, posting a selfie on Instagram, or Snapchatting with that cute guy you met at Club Hunt. This is the second Carnegie Mellon commencement I've attended in my lifetime, and both were great honors and represented a personal triumph for myself. However, this time, I'm not hungover, and I didn't need to borrow someone's tie. I grew up in a poor family in Brooklyn, New York, where we relied on welfare, go Brooklyn, and food stamps for survival. My dad had a 7th grade education and was functionally illiterate. It wasn't a given that I would attend college, based upon my upbringing and lack of supportive role models in my life. In fact, even those whose job it was to inspire and to encourage tried to dissuade me from attending college. In my junior year of high school, I asked my guidance counselor, what schools should I apply to? And he said, you were good at woodshop. Maybe you should be a construction worker. And I said, a little angered and frustrated, I want to go to college. And he said, Middlesex Community College has a good carpentry program, and you'd be lucky to get admitted. Now fully outraged and determined, I said I wanted to go to a 4-year college. And so he said, if you want to piss away $35 applying to Rutgers, that's your own choice. So just going to college would have been a victory. But my perseverance, desire to change my lot in life, a bit of luck, and of course, the desire to impress my high school girlfriend, the salutatorian, led me to Carnegie Mellon. I vividly remember that day as I was embarking upon a journey down the turnpike from New Jersey to Pittsburgh. My mom, with tears in her eyes as she gave me a chock full of nuts coffee can full of change, with $386.21 in it. And that was my entire college fund. But I fought my way into CMU, and after 4 years of all-nighters, 7 different work-study jobs, including working at Entropy, the Children's School, campus security, and being a desk attendant at what is now known as Shea Donner. Having dumpster dived for pizza more times than I care to admit, sleeping in front of the fence, participating in Carnival, trying to beat SDC and Fringe at Buggy, graduating as an ACS Presidential Scholar with double majors in economics and business, I can confidently say I am glad I didn't listen to my guidance counselor or any of the naysayers in my life. So this is one of my key messages for you today, that you will hear a lot of no's in your life. How will you overcome obstacles? How will you turn negativity into motivation? What is the strength of your will and character. When I was growing up, too many people told me I was not good enough in some way. I was too short, from the wrong side of the tracks. I practiced the wrong religion. I wasn't handsome enough nor smart enough to succeed. Fortunately, from my early high school days and throughout my life, I decided not to believe the detractors. In fact, they all just simply got me more mad and more determined to show them that David could beat Goliath. But I'm not unique and alone in this manner. Many famous and successful people were told no, they failed, or they were born into unfortunate circumstances. But that didn't let them define who they were. They continued, and they persevered, and ultimately they succeeded by the will and character that they had. For example, Bill Gates' first company was a failure. Stephen King's first book got turned down 30 times. Jay-Z couldn't get signed to a record label. Van Gogh only sold one painting in his lifetime. Howard Schultz was told that his idea for selling coffee was stupid. And Steven Spielberg got rejected by USC twice. And even Thomas Edison failed more than 1,000 times before he discovered the light bulb. My hope is that you all find your inner courage to tell the naysayers no and go out and prove them wrong. Make sure, as you obtain positions of authority and leadership, that you encourage those around you to be the best that they can be. As I was reflecting upon my time at CMU in preparation for today, I was struck by how so much has changed since I sat in your seats in May of 1991, and yet how so little has changed. For example, in 1991, the Cold War came to an end. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics dissolved into 15 sovereign countries, and just a few short months before, the Berlin Wall had come down. The Gulf War and Operation Desert Storm began, which marked the beginning of the United States military presence in the Middle East, which continues till today. We had global conflicts around the world, natural disasters, and technology was changing the way that we worked, fought wars, and communicated with one another. In addition, we were in a recession with unemployment rates reaching 8%, and yet the Dow Jones crossed an all-time high at 3,000. Does any of this sound eerily familiar to 2014? You may feel you're graduating into a particularly uncertain time, but the world has always been a challenging place. With your diploma in hand, your intelligence and determination, and the 95,000 supportive CMU alumni in over 130 countries around the world, I am confident that you will, as I did and many since, find your own path to success. Remember what Joseph Campbell said, opportunities to find deeper powers within ourselves come when life seems the most challenging. So while you may not think the world I graduated into was very similar, I see many, many similarities. As I look at my career, the biggest event in 1991 that impacted my life was this little project by a man named Tim Berners-Lee. He announced the World Wide Web on the alt.hypertext newsgroup, leading to the very first website, thus altering my future and all of our lives forever. Today, as you graduate, the world is still in conflict. Minorities are still persecuted. Middle Eastern unrest remains. Politicians continue to let power corrupt them, and advances in technology brings upon both positive and negative changes. So no, the world will never be perfect, as it is run by imperfect humans. But don't fret. You will find your way in the world, and I am confident you will make it a better place. As of today, you have a degree from an exceptional university, a gift that you are just beginning to understand. The rest of your life, you will be able to fall back on your education, allowing you to take greater risks and to set your sights even higher. For some, knowing what life's calling is has been obvious since they were singing, coding, acting, or building robots in their garage at the age of 6. For others, including me, finding one's passion is more of a journey. So take risks, be willing to fail, experiment as you figure out what your passion in life is, and then have the courage to pursue it. In a word, be bold. If you are passionate about the work, it will not be work. Perhaps you'll find some comfort or insights as I share my story about how I came to find my passion of building businesses that use technology to help people strengthen their relationships. I worked in banking and consulting right after school. I was inspired by movies like Wall Street, yes, the original, partially because it paid well and I felt I had to pay back my student loans quickly, and in part to learn skills like the ability to synthesize data, to articulate a point of view, to interact with senior management, and initiate change within organizations. Although I learned a lot in those fields, after 6 years, I realized I wanted to be part of a more entrepreneurial environment where I could help build a company and in some way change the world. From the time I left the relative safety of banking and consulting, I've worked at 5 different companies over the past 16 years. All of these experiences have had some things in common. First, they were startups with uncertain futures. I was passionate about their products and services. I had mentors that allowed me to be entrepreneurial and creative and have real impact. And perhaps, most importantly, they all had missions that were both aspirational and inspirational. In 1999, the internet boom was happening, and I joined Raging Bull, one of the very first finance websites, as employee number 7. It was founded by 3 20-year-old college dropouts, and it competed against much larger companies like Yahoo, the Wall Street Journal, and Reuters. 2 years later, when most thought we would fail, we beat the incumbents, and we ultimately sold the company to Alta Vista, one of the very first search engines where I became the general manager. What I loved about Alta Vista was that our tagline was "Smart is beautiful." Isn't that appropriate for Carnegie Mellon? Our mission was to unlock the world's knowledge for everyone. And again, I found myself as an underdog, fighting against much larger companies like Yahoo, AOL, and Lycos. Unfortunately, the internet bubble burst in March of 2000. Alta Vista failed to go public, and my paper millions turned into a shattered dream. During that difficult period of time, I had to lay off more than 400 of the 630 people that worked for me, including the best man in my wedding and the guardian of my children. While that experience was painful both personally and professionally, I learned so much, and I grew as a leader, a manager, and a person. After picking myself back up, I realized failures like Alta Vista were part of being entrepreneurial and taking risks. So I decided to try my luck again, and I turned down my offers from Disney and Yahoo, and instead joined a very small internet auction company called eBay. eBay was founded by Pierre Omidyar on the belief that people are basically good and that we could fundamentally change the way people exchange goods and services through the use of technology. During my 4 years at eBay, I held several leadership positions that helped the company grow from 1,000 people to more than 15,000. And while at eBay, I sharpened my business and leadership skills, learned how to scale a fast-growing organization, built a world-class team, and pioneered new marketing techniques. After 4 exciting years, I left in 2005 to join Shutterfly. It was an ambitious step, but I was excited to bring my creativity and business skills to a young company to create a great place to work that was also a high-performance company. And in some ways, I relished the chance to once again prove the naysayers wrong. Joining Shutterfly was another risky bet, especially as a new dad. I was leaving a safe and well-paying job at one of the world's most profitable and well-known internet companies. I remember my wife saying, "You are crazy. But if you're excited, I already said yes, so go for it." And so my excitement exceeded my fears, and like so many times before, I decided to choose the uncertain path. As it turned out, even though I was hired to take the company public, we were in such disarray that I delayed the IPO. I subsequently hired a new management team, pivoted our focus from being a photo finisher to a company founded on storytelling and personal connections. And I defined a strategy that would help us win, change the culture from one being demarcated by surviving the internet bust to one demarcated by innovation and customer centricity. And I created a mission and a vision that would inspire us to achieve more collectively than any of us individually thought we could. Our vision became, and still is to this day, to make the world a better place by helping people share life's joy. And Shutterfly had huge competitors like Yahoo and Apple and Walmart and Google and Hallmark and Kodak. And by all accounts, we should have been crushed. But we didn't. We thrived. Almost 10 years later, we've grown the company from nearly $50 million to close to $1 billion in annual revenue. We've captured more than 60% of the market. We survived the great financial crisis. And our customers today trust us with more than 22 billion of their precious life's memories. I'm truly lucky to be a part of a company that brings smiles to our customers and our employees on a daily basis. During your time at CMU, you've sat at the intersection of major technological, artistic, and cultural changes. This, coupled with rigorous analytical and problem-solving skills, a tradition of innovation, a multidisciplinary and team-based approach, along with a sense of greater good, has provided the foundation for you to truly change the world. I am confident as you look towards the future and you find where your heart's in the work, that there will be members of this graduating class making important contributions across many disciplines, including engineering, art, science, humanities, public policy, business, and technology. So whether you are working on self-generating and low-cost architectural structures, building computers that you control with your mind, creating new businesses and nonprofits fueled by crowdfunding, social graphs, mobile, and big data, devising bionics using nanotechnology, stem cells, and 3D bioprinters, writing the next Academy Award-winning motion picture, or inventing robots fueled by zero-sized intelligence and quantum electrodynamics, here are a few things that as CEO I thought you might like to consider as you venture out into the workforce. Find a company where you are truly passionate by their products and services and where you respect the people. Invest in the future. Take risks. Be willing to sacrifice title and sometimes compensation in the short run for experiences that will help you succeed in the long run. Keep in mind that nobody but you is going to manage your career. So seek out a rabbi at work. It could be your boss, a CMU alum, a person 2 years older than you, or the chairman. Find someone who really loves mentoring and ask them for help. Always, always act with high integrity. Bring solutions, not just problems. And when you make mistakes, and you will, say you're sorry. Work hard, but more importantly, smarter than anyone else. And don't be constrained by your job description. Ask for forgiveness, not permission. Take calculated risks. Be willing to get fired or promoted. Don't just exist. And if you are unhappy, and after trying to improve things, quit. Life is too short to be unhappy. Your diploma from CMU is a true differentiator, and regardless of what field of endeavor you choose, I encourage you not to squander the opportunities that will present themselves. Take chances. Put yourself in the position for opportunity to knock at your door, and when it knocks, have the courage to answer. I mentioned that despite my success in business, the most important things to me in my life have been centered around my family, especially my wife Ruth and my 3 boys who are here today. As I sat in my living room and worked on my speech, I thought about the important lessons that I would want my 3 sons to hear upon their graduation from college, and with enough donations and a math tutor, perhaps from Carnegie Mellon. And I hope some of these resonate with you. Most importantly, remember that the time on earth is very short, and you should make the most of your lives. The average person lives to 88. Or said in another way, they have 1,056 months on earth. And for the average undergraduate in the audience who is 21, that means you have 804 months left. So make the most of your time. Treat each month as precious, and make sure you are enjoying each month, investing to make your future months better, helping someone else enjoy their months, or since all of you are overachievers, do all 3. So here are a few thoughts about making the most out of life. Don't just do what is easy, do what is right. Choose passion and impact, not just money, and devote yourselves to lifelong learning. Do acts of unselfish selfishness. It'll make you feel better. Be part of something bigger than yourself. Find a group, a club, a cause, or an organization. Revel in belonging and in the sense of a shared purpose. Fall madly, deeply in love. And if you're going to kiss, kiss passionately. Say, I love you. It's easy, and it's not said enough. Make friends with those who will make you laugh and love you for who you are and not what you do. And lastly, keep in mind one of my favorite philosophers said, his name is Mike Tyson. Everyone has a plan till they get punched in the mouth. So when you get knocked down, think about what you learned. Think about what you can do different or better. Get your ass off the ground and get back in the ring. So as I wrap up our time together today, remember, dream big, set ambitious goals, find your passion, and take risks in life. Go make the most of your remaining 804 months. Make a few lifelong friends. Fall in love, enjoy the ride, and follow Andrew Carnegie's advice when he said there is little success where there is little laughter. And finally, don't let the naysayers discourage you. Take their negativity and turn it into your own personal determination. And remember, David beat Goliath. Thank you for the opportunities to speak today. Congratulations on all of your achievements so far. I'm confident that your CMU diploma and the skills you've learned at this great institution will help you navigate the world as you find your passion and achieve great things in work and life. Congratulations, class of 2014.
Thank you, Jeff, for your wonderful and inspiring remarks. At this point, I'm pleased to acknowledge the university professors. These distinguished individuals have earned the title of university professor because they have made important and enduring contributions to their respective fields of science and scholarship. In particular, I would like to recognize the faculty members who are newly appointed as university professors this year. They were selected for this honor by the current university professors. Please stand to be recognized as I call your name. Sheldon Cohen, Robert E. Doherty, University Professor of Psychology. Jim Daniels, Thomas Stockham Baker, University Professor of English. Irene Fonseca, Mellon College of Science, University Professor of Mathematics. Manuela Veloso, Herbert A. Simon, University Professor of Computer Science. There is one additional new university professor whom I would like to recognize. That is our Provost, Mark Camlett. Thank you. After 14 years as Provost for Carnegie Mellon University, as you know, Mark will be stepping down at the end of next month. Please join me in acknowledging Mark for his contributions to the university. Thank you. One of the greatest honors given to a president of a university is the opportunity to preside over commencement ceremonies and to officially confer degrees. That is the reason you are all here today. The commencement program gives each student specific degree and areas of study, which will be called out and celebrated at the departmental diploma ceremonies. I encourage families and friends to look and listen beyond just your own graduates' listing to get a sense of the unique educational environment at Carnegie Mellon, and also to appreciate the many years of interest and expertise in this graduating class, many areas of interest and expertise in this graduating class. It is a pleasure to acknowledge the achievements of this year's group of doctor's degree candidates. These outstanding scholars received their academic hoods at a special ceremony last night. In earning their doctor's degrees, they have made a commitment to a life of scholarly pursuit and have reaffirmed the importance and value of Carnegie Mellon as one of the nation's premier research universities. I would like the doctor's degree candidates to please rise and be recognized. Thank you. In addition, we are pleased today to also officially confer bachelor's degrees to our students graduating from Carnegie Mellon University, Qatar. These students earned degrees from the Dietrich College, the Mellon College of Science, the School of Computer Science, and the Tepper School of Business. At this time, I want to recognize the Dean of Carnegie Mellon University, Qatar, Dean Ilker Baybars, who continues to do an outstanding job leading that campus, and who presided with me earlier this month at the diploma ceremonies on our campus in Doha. Dean Baybars, please stand to be recognized. For the conferral of degrees at the university level, when we call for degree candidates to stand, we will be calling for the broad categories of bachelor's, master's, and doctoral level candidates. I will now call on the dean of each school or college to present its candidates for degrees. Provost Camlett will present the candidates in the university-wide, inter-college, and joint degree programs. To begin, I want to recognize Dean James Garrett, Dean of the Carnegie Institute of Technology.
Will all the candidates from the Carnegie Institute of Technology, including those members of our inaugural class of master's candidates who are with us today from Kigali, Rwanda, please rise and let us know you're here. Mr. President. Upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral candidates from the Carnegie Institute of Technology.
By the virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I join Dean Garrett and the faculty of the Carnegie Institute of Technology in congratulating you. Will the new Carnegie Institute of Technology graduates please be seated? I now recognize the Dean of the College of Fine Arts, Dan Martin. Let me note that the college has celebrated the 100th year anniversary of the renowned School of Drama, an important contributor to the performing arts of the nation and the world.
Will all of the candidates from the College of Fine Arts please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I am honored to present the candidates for bachelor's, master's, and doctor's degrees from the College of Fine Arts.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I join Dean Martin and the faculty of the College of Fine Arts in congratulating you. Will the new College of Fine Arts graduates please be seated? I now recognize the Dean of the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Dr. John Lahosky. Dean Lahosky is stepping down after 14 years as Dean of the Dietrich College, and his tenure was marked by great achievements at the college, including its renaming as the Dietrich College in 2011. I'm pleased to say that John will continue as an interim executive vice president of the university starting in July of this year.
Will all the candidates from the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I join Dean Lahosky and the faculty of the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences in congratulating you. Will the new Dietrich College graduates please be seated? I now recognize the Dean of the Heinz College, Dr. Ramaya Krishnan.
Will all the candidates from the Heinz College please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting the master's and doctoral degree candidates from the Heinz College.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I join Dean Krishnan and the faculty of the Heinz College in congratulating you. Will the new Heinz College graduates please be seated? I now recognize the Dean of the Mellon College of Science, Dr. Fred Gilman.
Will all the candidates from the Mellon College of Science please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and PhD candidates from the Mellon College of Science.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I join Dean Gilman and the faculty of the Mellon College of Science in congratulating you. Will the new Mellon College of Science graduates please be seated? I now call on the Dean of the School of Computer Science, Dr. Randall Bryant. Dean Bryant is stepping down after 10 years of dedicated service as Dean of the School of Computer Science, which celebrates its 25th year in 2014. Randy Bryant has presided over many successes for SES, including the design and construction of the school's current home in the Gates and Hillman Centers. Dean Bryant will return to the CMU faculty after a sabbatical year, which includes time working with the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy.
Will all the candidates from the School of Computer Science please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the School of Computer Science.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I join Dean Bryant and the faculty of the School of Computer Science in congratulating you. Will the new School of Computer Science graduates please be seated? I now call on the Dean of the Tepper School of Business, Dr. Robert Damon.
Will all the candidates from the Tepper School of Business please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the Tepper School of Business.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I join Dean Damon and the faculty of the Tepper School of Business in congratulating you. Will the new Tepper School graduates please be seated? Carnegie Mellon is justifiably well known for its success in interdisciplinary research and education. This has given rise to several university-wide, inter-college, and joint degree programs. I now ask Provost Camblett to return to the podium to present the candidates for degrees from these special programs.
Will all of the bachelor's candidates in our interdisciplinary programs please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting these bachelor's candidates from our university-wide, inter-college, and joint degree programs.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I'm pleased to join the deans and the faculty of the entire university in congratulating you. Will the new bachelor's degree recipients please be seated?
Will all of the master's candidates in our interdisciplinary programs and anybody else we've forgotten please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting these master's candidates from the university-wide, inter-college, and joint degree programs.
By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I'm pleased to join the deans and the faculty of the entire university in congratulating you. We will conclude today's ceremony later by singing the alma mater. But before that, I would like to give you my charge. It's a great pleasure to be here with you for my first commencement. Once again, on behalf of all of us sitting on the stage, let me congratulate all the graduates and your families on your wonderful achievement. This is my freshman year at CMU. And as a freshman, I get to speak at the commencement. Not bad. I said, what a country. The first thing I did upon arriving here was to launch a year-long listening tour, listening to students, faculty, alumni, trustees, and staff to get to know Carnegie Mellon. Many of you graduating today, many of you students who are leaving the campus today, played a very important role in my listening tour. I thank you for your help. I heard so many powerful ideas from you and from all across the CMU community. Thank you. I'm pleased to report that we could convert a number of your ideas into action during my first year. You strongly suggested a new campus-wide seed grant funding program to allow us to move forward to nurture the creative entrepreneurial spirit of the CMU community. Your idea led to the launch of Proceed, a program we announced a few months ago. This year, you very kindly organized a series of symposia for my inauguration year entitled Crossing Boundaries and Transforming Lives on some major research and education challenges of our time. And you brought leading experts from around the world to campus to talk about these topics. Thank you. We secured the foundational gifts to develop a major new gateway to our campus, the Tepper Quad. This year, David Tepper provided the largest gift ever in the history of the university by a CMU alumnus. Thank you, David. This new project will catalyze our activity in entrepreneurship and innovation across the university and create a new home for the business school. We also announced the Simon Initiative involving faculty from every college and school on the campus to build on CMU's global leadership in learning science to deliver effective learning outcomes. 2014 is, as you know, the 100th anniversary of our renowned School of Drama. We celebrated this landmark in Pittsburgh, in New York City, and in Hollywood just 2 weeks ago. We established a new partnership with the Tony Awards, the first for a university, to recognize outstanding and inspiring theater educators in American K-12 schools. And of course, CMU itself has produced so many wonderful mentors who have changed the landscape of entertainment and theater. We also have created innovative new partnerships with major IT companies such as IBM and Yahoo. And just last week, directly in response to many comments I received from my listening tour, especially from many of the graduating students, we announced a major university-wide priority to create a large number of presidential scholarships for undergraduate students and presidential fellowship for graduate students. We launched this important initiative with an initial endowment pool of $30 million specifically raised for this purpose. Thank you for suggesting this, and thank you to all the benefactors for helping us to launch this very important activity. So it's been a very busy and productive year for all of us. I'm most grateful to all who have contributed to make all of this happen. You are privileged to have amazing choices before you. I will confidently predict one thing. The pace of change will accelerate and bring incredible new capabilities for us. Graduates, in your lifetime, information and communication technologies have opened doors in so many new directions. They have allowed hundreds of millions of people around the world to move out of poverty and seize new opportunities across the entire spectrum of human action and thought. As new ideas take hold in one sphere, they have an impact that ripples across many other domains. For example, it was advances in computer science that made possible the mapping of the human genome, which in turn has generated new tools for medical diagnosis and treatment, and has opened new intellectual domains in personalized medicine and big data. Big data analytics and machine learning are already changing how we learn, how we work, what we buy, how we travel, and how we govern ourselves. I wish to briefly discuss two topics for the new graduates as you leave this campus. The first topic deals with the perspective with which you approach major challenges, whether they are your challenges or global challenges. The second deals with leadership. The U.S. National Academy of Engineering, a select group of top leaders in engineering from America, in 1999, published a list of 20 greatest engineering achievements of the 20th century. You could probably guess what was on that list. You can go to their website and see it. Electrification, commercial aviation, the invention of the radio, television, and the internet, the development of fossil fuels, and in turn, the invention of the automobile and the creation of the major highway networks, improvements in agricultural productivity, and the rise of nuclear energy. These have been enormously beneficial to humankind, and their adoption happened very quickly, with many of them arising in the lifetime of your parents and your grandparents. The U.S. National Academy of Engineering in 2005 issued another list, this time the list of the 14 greatest challenges facing humanity in the 21st century. Here are a few of them. Develop carbon sequestration methods, restore and improve urban infrastructure, engineer better medicines, prevent nuclear terror, secure cyberspace. When you compare these two lists side by side, it is striking how many of the 21st century challenges directly spring from the unintended consequences of the 20th century achievements. It is because of the rise in the petroleum-based world economy that we must address the consequences of the buildup of carbon in the atmosphere, including pollution and carbon sequestration. The spread of the internet connectivity that began in the late 20th century has brought countless benefits to our lives and careers, from banking to entertainment to, of course, Shutterfly. But through this technology, we also face problems of securing cyberspace, protecting our privacy, preventing media piracy, and countering cyber terrorism. Some might say that this is nothing unique to our time. In the late Middle Ages, innovative designs for faster ships created richer trading connections around the Mediterranean and beyond. But those faster ships also eventually brought with them the bubonic plague that devastated major cities in Central Asia and Europe. So unintended consequences are not new. But what is new today is the speed with which such consequences occur. The global air travel system that makes it possible for us to jet around the world also allows infectious diseases, bacteria, viruses, and parasites to fly right along with us. So how are we going to solve the grand challenges of the 21st century, some of which may be a direct consequence of the 20 greatest engineering achievements of the 20th century, if we, as scholars, creative minds, engineers, and scientists were so smart in the last century in creating so many innovations that changed the world, how much smarter are we likely to be just within a few decades as a human race that we will have the wisdom to solve all the unintended consequences we created along the way? As we work to solve new challenges, what new unintended consequences will arise, and how do we know them? There is no simple answer to this. My own interpretation is that it is not just enough to look at grand challenges as engineering challenges, technological challenges, or scientific challenges. They are also human challenges. Most of these unintended consequences facing the world have their roots in the human condition. Here is an example. The National Science Foundation, which I headed until last year, has long funded important research to develop sophisticated tools to provide early warnings for such serious weather events as tornadoes and hurricanes. This work has led to very useful tools and technologies that improve our predictions. But every year, despite getting much better forecasts, dozens of people still die in tornadoes and hurricanes. I learned that such tragedies often occur not because of our inability to accurately predict bad weather events, but because of our inability to predict how people would react to warnings about bad weather events. Human behavior, as much as technology, is important here. In 1850, a few years after the legendary inventor Michael Faraday first produced electricity in his lab in London, the then Chancellor of the Exchequer, or the Treasury Secretary of England, William Gladstone, was among the many skeptics who could not imagine how electricity could be anything more than a parlor trick by a scientist who was using taxpayer money to satisfy his curiosity. So Mr. Gladstone said, "Mr. Faraday, what is the value of your new invention of electricity? Why should we support your scientific curiosity?" This is what Gladstone asked. Mr. Faraday responded, "Sir, one day you will tax it." And tax they did. We are still paying heavy taxes for energy and electricity around the world. Faraday's witty answer to Gladstone points to one important lesson about technologies. We are often not good at predicting the full range of their effects, especially when, as is all too common, short-term priorities, narrow focus, override long-term analysis. If we approach major problems with an expansive human-centered framework, we can collectively create an inclusive society that will find a way for human contributions to be made with dignity, strength, and beauty. So what does it take? It requires seriously combining perspectives from science and engineering on the one hand with contributions of artists, designers, architects, social scientists, humanists, or those trained in economics, business, and policy. Working together, we must continue to build new approaches designed with careful attention to the needs and capacities of the human beings who will use them, who will abuse them, and who will be changed by them. Studies also suggest that the fields of entertainment, music, and the arts, appropriately combined with the latest in technology, can improve learning outcomes in areas as diverse as learning languages, sciences, and engineering. And this is where CMU excels. I think, first of all, this requires us to collaborate on teams that include many disciplines, partnership of the sort that has long flourished at a place like Carnegie Mellon University. This is why I firmly believe that CMU's unique strengths in crossing boundaries will position us to be global leaders in addressing many of the grand challenges that the National Academy of Engineering talked about, more so than any other university. At CMU, you have been well prepared here to take this approach to your future work, wherever you may work. And of course, you have just officially joined the worldwide network of 97,000 Carnegie Mellon alumni who will connect with you in making this happen, who will work with you. This brings me to my second and final point, leadership. Here I want to reiterate a few things that I said to student leaders just a couple of days ago. Peter Drucker, the thoughtful observer of organizations, once said, "Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things." At CMU, your experiences have helped you to focus on the right things and also helped you learn how to do them the right way. Take this to the world with a broader perspective to address the grand challenges. Go outside your comfort zone. Someone once said, "Leaders take their people where they want to go. Great leaders take their people where they ought to go, even if they initially do not want to go there." As you become leaders in whatever you choose to do, be prepared to step outside your comfort zone, not recklessly, but taking calculated risks. This has been said by others before. Good judgment comes from experience, but often experience comes from bad judgment. As serious as the problems facing this planet are, on this day, looking at you, I cannot help but be optimistic, deeply optimistic about the future. And I look forward with high hopes for what all of you graduates will accomplish in the many years to come. I know that you are prepared enough, creative enough, and powerful enough to take on anything. Congratulations again, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my freshman year with you. I shall always remember you, the class of 2014, as my first CMU graduating class. Thank you. Now we will conclude today's ceremony by singing the alma mater. We invite you to please rise and sing along. The words to the alma mater can be found in your program and will be shown on the screens. Also, please remain standing at the conclusion of the alma mater for the recession of graduates. Thank you.
trombone recital for was that trombone quartet thing over at College Fund? Glenn shows up. Okay, Glenn shows up. Professor's just getting off the stage. It's got like watermelons and shit. No, it's anchor. Professor's named Dennis. It was a bad job. It was a sweetheart. I'm like, dude, you kid, you gotta change, right? It's a great jacket. Glenn, I'm sorry, man. There's nothing you can say. That was bad taste. I love you. We're supposed to play now? Back in the days when I could wear a 40. I could wear a 42. Yeah. I'm like, you really have another jacket back there. You got change. Like, it was a piece of deal. It was beautiful. I wore it in high school and I wore it. Dude, that thing sucked. In high school. No. This was 3 years after high school. It was white, and he had all these I was a junior. Things on it. Like I said, watermelons and shit, and half moons and stars. And it was golf clubs. That was a bad jacket. I wear it today if I can get into it. My arm, don't ever do that. I always get my arm out. Like Glenn, I know you get another jacket. Congratulations. No, man, this is what I wore. I was just playing the recital in this thing. Should we be quiet? I've never seen them sing like this in front, though. They get jobs. Yeah, they get jobs. They're actually already like.